We are going to today get into, like all the last three sessions, we have been discussing general topics around Vedanta, around Bhagavan's teaching, about Bhagavan's literature, the organization of Bhagavan's literature. Today we will take one of the composition of Bhagavan and try to step by step understand the entire composition. Like for example, we are going to start with Upadesa Saram. In Sanskrit it's called Upadesa Saram. In Tamil it's called Upadesa Undiyar. This Upadesa Saram, the genesis of it, on the first day I think I gave a little bit about the genesis of how Upadesa Saram came about. But still I'll quickly run down, I'll quickly give the details of how Upadesa Saram came into being. We all have heard of the great poet Muruganar, who was amongst the top devotees of Bhagavan, and Bhagavan himself, directly or indirectly, has given to us to understand that Muruganar has attained that ultimate state. So I'm not able to exactly say where, but through all the literatures like talks and other things, and whenever Bhagavan used to refer about Muruganar, he has given that detail. He has given us to understand that Muruganar is in that state, has reached that state. So he used to compose quite a lot. He has composed more than 40,000 songs in praise of Bhagavan through his life. And he was doing this very big work called Ramana Sannidhi Murai. Sannidhi means the presence, the in front of in front of the Lord, in front of, that is Bhagavan's Sannidhi, we say. So Sannidhi Murai. So Murai means method. So what is the method of worship? Method of worship means how to really enjoy the Sannidhi of Bhagavan is the ultimate theme of the composition. In that there are about 122 individual songs and and a lot of them are very big also. I mean, going into hundreds of lines also. And so such is the magnitude of the composition. In that, there is one title by name, Undiyar. Now this word, Undiyar means, we always, when we see, maybe, I don't know if somebody is familiar with this Parayanam that is taking place in Ashram on Tuesdays. The first day starts with this Upadesa Undiyar. Like, Undi para, one word we keep on repeating. Like, Karmam payantaral kartana danayal karmam kadavulo undi para karmanjada madal undi para. This undi para is a old, we can say it's an ancient game or something played by kids in the street or things like that. Like undi means just to sit, and then para means leap. To sit down, squat down, and then leap in the air. This is what undi para means. Undi means squat, para means to fly or to leap, to jump. So this was taken and used by some few of the old poets, like Manika Vachagar in his Durvachagam has used this undi para, and it is just to teach the bhakti or jnana in a very light, playful way. So that is why it is, and also it gives a very vibrating, effect on the person who is chanting. Undi para, like we used to teach it. I've done that to some schools. We used to go to some schools in Trichy and used to teach the kids Aksharamana Malai and Upadesa Saram. This Upadesa Undiyar. So when we teach to the kids Undi para, they will get very excited. The kids will really get, and they will immediately memorize it with such a, lilting rhythm to it. Like, Kanmam payandaral kattana dhanayan, kanmam kadavulo undi para. So when that it comes, all these kids get excited. So all these poets from in Tamil literature, they all like this. Tolnokam is there, Trillenam is there, Charal is there, a lot of things which are all used in games, which are all game-related words, and they have used that to teach. So that what they wanted to achieve was when you are, for example, when you are going, when you are in the garden plucking flowers for the Lord, at the time keep singing this, something relevant. Poovalli koyyamo. Poovalli means, poo means flower. Poovalli, we will pluck flower. But anything we'll do, we'll be doing the glory of, we'll be singing the glory of the Lord. Like that. So many games were there, all of them. They wanted all the kids to get it. Whether they know the meaning or not is secondary. Later on, it will be useful. Once Bhagavan was teaching this Upadesa Saram to a girl. She was about 8 years old at that time, 8 or 10, less than that. And Bhagavan was teaching her, making her sit next to him and teaching her in 4 languages. He was teaching the same Upadesa Saram, inch by inch. Somebody, Devaraja Mundiyar, somebody who came, Bhagavan, you are teaching this such a young kid, the highest concept of philosophy. She is not going to understand even one word of what you are teaching. But why do you want to do this? Why do you want to waste your energy by doing this? And what purpose is going to achieve? Bhagavan said, they never think like that. That is not how things work. Bhagavan is already forcing that in her future life, she is going to have a lot of difficulties, and yes, true to that, she had quite a lot of difficulty in her normal household life. Huge amount of difficulty. And Bhagavan said, whatever she is going to learn now is definitely going to help her in a big way in future. So he made that kid, and she was very enthusiastically chanting, learned it by heart. And another occasion, when I forgot the name of the devotee, he came to Bhagavan and he said, Bhagavan, I'm not able to, everybody is so clever, they are all so learned people, I am not. They have learned Upadesa, this Ulladu Narpadu in a proper way, and they all discuss so much about the Ulladu Narpadu, and but whereas I don't understand even a word because it's all beyond me, and so what should I do? Bhagavan said, chanting is enough, is as good as, not that all these people can engage into very sophisticated debates, they can quote from, for this poem, they will quote from so many Upanishads, from so many parts of the Vedas, from so many other compositions, but they are all only increasing their ego by doing that. Whereas you don't know, all you need to do is, you know to chant by heart, Bhagavan asked him. He said, yes Bhagavan, I know to chant it by heart. Then he said, keep chanting it over a period of time. The words, in Tamil, he gave the answer, Sol padaraga poidum, artham manasukulla poidum, which means the word will become like a dust, will become like a, padar means the straw that is remaining after you hit the paddy, all the paddies will get separated and all the waste will come out. So the words will go up like that. But like this paddy, the meaning of all that will get absorbed in your heart. This was given, and he said, Bhagavan said, always keep chanting, always keep chanting. Once Kunjaswami, one of the foremost devotees, big devotee for a very, very long time, he was coming down the hill. Bhagavan was just walking in the hill, and he was chanting something, and Bhagavan asked him, hey, what are you doing? Bhagavan, I'm chanting Upadesa Saram or whatever. He said, very good, bale, very good, keep it up. Bhagavan always encourages chanting. And when the chanting used to take place, Bhagavan used to sit with all the people and they used to chant, and Bhagavan used to chant with them. So Bhagavan gave very high importance to this chanting. So why I am saying this now is the relation is this Undiyar, this word was used because all the kids could easily enjoy such words, such rhythm and things, and they'll be able to pick up and learn it by heart quickly. So this word was used. This is how this Undiyar came about. So when Muruganar was composing Sannidhi Murai, this Thiru Undiyar was a portion in which he was glorifying Bhagavan as all the gods, according to Muruganar, were avatars or amsa of Bhagavan Ramana, like Shiva, Vishnu, Murugan, Vinayakar, Krishna, Rama, all of them. He saw all this. He enjoyed all the leelas, the sports played by all these gods. He enjoyed. But he enjoyed all this in form of the ultimate being within all these people is Bhagavan Ramana. Hariyadi itara jeevaradu agavarija guhayil Arivai Rami Paramatman Arunachala Ramanan. He says, right from Hari, that is Vishnu, taking all the people in their heart, the one that is appearing as I is nothing but Arunachala Ramana, Ramana Bhagavan. Ramana Bhagavan himself has said that. I have composed this. Hariyadi Itara Jivarad Agavadisa Guhail, in the heart cave of all the people, of all, including Vishnu, the one that is shining forth as I is nothing but Arunachala Ramana. So that is Bhagavan. So Bhagavan used to chant along with all these people, and Muruganar was seeing all the gods as Bhagavan himself, no other than Bhagavan. So he was saying how Rama went and one or two, how he pardoned Ravana in one day. He said, when Ravana became Nirayudapani, he said, come back tomorrow. All that Ramana is doing. He used the word Rama and Ramana. So Ramana is only doing all this. So that is the theme. That is how he was composing. And then in that same composition, it came. In fact, there are two parts in this Undiyar. The first part is all about Hindu gods, and the second part contains that he says the one on the cross, the one who was nailed on the cross. The Tatparyam. Again, that was Ramana Bhagavan. And then Muhammad Nabi is nothing but Ramana Bhagavan. Everything he was taking Ramana Bhagavan only, but all including, and Gautama Muni, that is Buddha is again Ramana. He is able to see the whole universe, the whole creation as Ramanam, for him nothing other than Ramanam. Such was his Eka Bhakti. That is very, very important, this kind of Eka Bhakti. Another thing is that lot of people, nothing wrong about it, but I'm generally saying, okay, today there will be, most of the people, I used to also, not anymore to that extent, but one day they will be fully dedicated to Devi worship, the next day to the worship of Hanumanji, the next day to the worship of Rama, the next day to the worship of Shiva or Vishnu or Krishna. Muruganar says, and Bhagavan has approved, that stick whatever one God, because all these gods are only going to be useful for you till you realize what God is. So you choose one form of God which is the most close to your heart and stick to that. Don't keep jumping one day from here to that to that. Each one will have their own sampradaya, each one will have their own ways and other things. So always think, you have chosen Arunachala, nothing. Everything is Arunachala. Like how Muruganar used to say, everything is Ramana Bhagavan. Nothing else for him. Everything. Arunachala is Ramana Bhagavan. Everything is Ramana Bhagavan for Muruganar. Such is his Eka Bhakti. This gives excellent concentration. This develops the concentration strength that one has. So that is why Muruganar was seeing everything as Bhagavan, including the gods of other religions like Christianity, like he called Jesus Christ. Ramana only appeared as Jesus Christ. Ramana only appeared as Muhammad. Ramana only is all this Gautama Muni, everything. Okay, so while towards the end of the first part of this Undiyar, Muruganar comes to a place where he appears in form of Lord Shiva. Ramana appears in form of Lord Shiva to the rishis in Daruka forest, Darukavanam. In Darukavanam, he appears as a rishi to teach the rishis who are doing intense tapas there. And these rishis, they were all so oriented towards karma. Karma here means Vaidika karma, like yaga, yajna, homam, all those things only, havan. Their entire life was dedicated to that, and they are of the intense opinion there's no God needed. You do the karma will give you the fruit. Then why God? That is exactly their mindset was, and that is how they were. This is all a little bit from a part of Veda, a part of our Sab-darshana. There are 6 darshanas in Hindu architecture, and the 5th one is called Purva Mimamsa. So these people they're all followers of Purva Mimamsa, where they will do a number of yagas, like one for Indra, but all these for such devatas who will produce, each one will produce some result. So they will have Kamya Karma, they will have something in mind, and if they want something, they won't even bother about being humble or to pray or to ask or whatever. They will immediately create a big a sacrifice or a homa, and they'll finish that in the most, with all the Vedic chantings. They'll finish that, and they will be waiting for the result, which they are confident they will achieve. Now, in this case, Shiva comes in and to teach all these people a lesson in terms of this is totally wrong. So, while it was all happening, Vishnu came along with Shiva in form of Shiva took the form of a very handsome man, and Vishnu took the form of a Mohini, a very, very the most beautiful lady, and they both go to these people, and Shiva says them, what is happening, all this is not right. They were challenging him, and they at one stage they started abusing the Lord, saying that we don't need all this, and they started a fight, a big fight with Shiva. All this is Muruganara's everything as to how they sent forth a very poisonous serpent, and how they used various weapons. All this Muruganara's son. And how Shiva encountered them, each one of them, they sent a big, ferocious tiger, and he immediately takes the skin and wears it around his hip, and like that, everything, a lot of description was given, as though Shiva, Ramana Bhagavan is doing in form of Shiva all these leelas. So, while all this was happening, the big war took place and all that, and slowly, step by step, the rishis were eliminated because of Shiva's power. And then they realize something is not wrong, something is not right, because our karma should be able to help us over such a situation. And but then why are we struggling? Why are we not winning? So something is wrong. So what happened was they became a little humble. They asked Shiva, why? What is this? Who are you? And why are we not? Our karma has never failed us. Why all this happened? And when the whole composition came to this level, Muruganar requested Bhagavan, saying that the teaching what Shiva gave to these Darukavana rishis is something I should not write, only Bhagavan should write. So he made Bhagavan compose Upadesa Saram, Upadesa Undiyar. He made Bhagavan, he is the instrument in asking, requesting Bhagavan, and Bhagavan took it up, and within 2 days he composed the whole Upadesa Saram, Upadesa Undiyar first in Tamil, and he gave it to Muruganar, which Muruganar used in that portion, in that portion. So this is the teachings, the core teaching of why karma did not work, what wrong you think you people made, what you should be doing. This is the content of the Upadesa Undiyar. So once everything was settled in Tamil, after some time, after some few months, Naina, also known as Kavikanta Ganapati Muni, the famous Sanskrit scholar in Bhagavan's court, I'll say Bhagavan's darbar, he was fondly called as Naina by all the people, a Telugu-speaking person, but a Chaturvedi, well versed in all the Vedas, and he knew all the Vedas by heart, all 4 Vedas by heart, and he was a big tapasvi. He was doing quite a lot of crores and crores and crores of Nama Japa. He has done everything, and when he came to Bhagavan, he met Bhagavan when Bhagavan was not Ramana Maharshi. He was called Brahmana Sami at that time. He was sitting as a boy, very young boy, 18 years, should be 18 or 19 years. Bhagavan is sitting, and Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni, having heard of Bhagavan, came and met Bhagavan, and he said, Swami, I've been doing so much. These are all the things I've been doing. I'm very well versed in all the Vedas, and I've been chanting. I've been doing all the prescribed rituals very regularly, and I've done crores and crores and crores of Nama Japa chanting, Japam on all that. But still, my heart is not. It's still not finding peace. I'm not finding peace. Please embrace me. At the time, Bhagavan told the Muni, when you are chanting a sound, when you are chanting a mantra, keenly observe what is the source from which the mantra, the sound emanates. That is tapas. And similarly, see the source of where your breath comes in, that is tapas. See the source of where any thought arises, that is tapas. So Bhagavan has given him, especially he used the same japa or mantra because he was, Kavikante Ganapati Muni was so much of a tapasvi and mantra oriented person. So he told, what's the source of the mantra, the sound of the mantra? And instantly Kavikante Ganapati Muni was pleased. I mean, pleased in the sense he knew, he's ultimately understood what he was missing all through his life. Just one simple point Bhagavan gave. So the source is nothing but Atman. The source is nothing but Satchitananda is the source. Ganapati Muni, with all his experience, was able to, this word was enough. From that time, he had so many disciples along with him. So he brought all the disciples, all of them prostrated in front of Bhagavan, in Bhagavan's feet, at Bhagavan's feet, and Bhagavan, and then he called all the disciples and said, from henceforth, he is not Brahmana Swami, he is Bhagavan Shri Ramana Maharshi. He named him instantly as Ramana Maharshi and Bhagavan. You should refer to him as Bhagavan. So this is how, and he requested Bhagavan to come to translate the Upadesa Undiyar into Sanskrit. And that is how Upadesa Saram came about into being. Upadesa Saram was written by Bhagavan at the request of Kavikante Ganapati Muni, but the original for the sake of Muruganar for Thiru Undiyar, for the Thiru Undiyar portion. So this is how Upadesa Undiyar and Upadesa Saram came in, and we are all enjoying it today. We are all benefiting from it today. So first Muruganar start. The first 5 slokas of the Upadesa Undiyar are taken from Muruganar's Thiru Undiyar. So just to give a little background, he says, the first one reads, அருவனத்தில் தவம் செய்திருந்தவர் பூர்வக்கண் பத்தாலுந்தி பர ஒக்கரை போயினருந்தி பர. I'm just going to give the meaning for the 5 simply. Okay, those who are performing austerities, that is tapas, in Daruka forest, were heading for their own ruin by following the path of Purva Karma, that is Purva Mimamsa. That is, they think only karma will achieve everything for them. Purva Karma is a Kamya Karma. Purva Karma means Kamya Karma. That is, doing something with doing some action with something in mind. For the sake of some result, you do some action, that is Kamya Karma. As against Nishkamya Karma, where you do action for the sake of action. And you are not bothered about the end result of the action, that is God. God will decide. We are doing. That is Nishkamya Karma. These people were only doing Purva Karma. Okay. And the second sloka reads, கண்மத்தை அன்றி கடவுளில்லை என்னும் வன்மத்தராயினர் உந்தி பர மஞ்ச செருக்கினாலுந்தி பர. Which means, because of their deceptive self-conceit, they became intoxicated with excessive pride, saying there is no God except karma. This was their state before Bhagavan, that is Lord Shiva, before he intervened. This is how they were leading their life. And then the third sloka reads, Kanmam palan tarum kattar pazhittu jai kanmam palang kandarundi para garvam aghandranarundi para. They saw the fruits of action done, spurning God, the karta or the God is the karta or the ordainer. That is the giver, ordainer, who gives the fruit of action, karma phala. And hence they lost their pride. This is the state they are getting a U-turn. They understood that whatever work they do without the intervention of the Lord, the fruit of all the karma they have done is not going to come to them. They understood the importance of a God. A God is the one. I can do the karma, that is fine. But they thought karma itself will give the result for them. No, it is a God that chooses the appropriate result for the karma and gives it to whoever is doing the karma. So they lost their pride. At this point, they turned back. And then, Katarul Endri Karayai Karunai Kansetarul Seidanan Undi Para Sivanupadesa Midundi Para. The meaning is, when they wept prayerfully, graciously save us, Shiva bestowed the glance of his grace upon them and graciously gave them the instruction, Upadesa. This is what the Upadesa is going to come. It will start. The Bhagavan's Upadesa will start. உட்கொண்டொழுக உபதேச சாரத்தை உட்கொண்டேழும் சூகம் முந்தி பர உட்தும்பொழிந்திடும் முந்தி பர. Means, by once imbibing and following this Upadesa Sara, bliss will rise from within and the miseries will be destroyed. This is why this is the phalam or the result of chanting, of learning Upadesa Sara. Sara Upadesa Sara Muchara Vesera Kalitera Undi Para Tiratu Yatira Undi Para. This is the concluding of the first part. May the import, that is the essence of Upadesa Saram, enter into our heart. May abundant joy be attained. May suffering cease and may it cease. So this is the prayer. This is what is the essence of learning Upadesa Sara. So these are all composed by Muruganar, and then he hands over the whole thing to Bhagavan. The teaching of Bhagavan will start going forward. Okay, so this is the background. I had to give the background now. Now we will go into the text, the main text of Upadesa Sara, Upadesa Undiyar. The first song is Kanmam Palantaral Kartana Danayal Kanmangada Hulo Undi Para Kanmangada Madal Undi Para. And we'll see the Sanskrit version of that, which I've shared it with you. I don't know if you are able to open it, you can open and see. Else you can do it after whenever you find time, whenever you have the slot. Okay. Karturagnyaya prapyate palam karma kim param karma tajjadam. This is the first sloka. Kartur is the of God or the doer. Kartru. Agnyaya, by the order, by the decree of the Lord. Prapyate palam is obtained. Prapyate means is obtained. The fruit is obtained. Palam is the result, the fruit. Karma kim param, action, karma, kim, what, literally what, and param, supreme. Karmam, how can karmam be supreme? Karma tat jadam. Karma is nothing but jada, because on its own, karma will not be able to do anything without the intervention of Kartru, Agnya. Kartru is the one who does, or the God also. Kartru Agnyaya Prapyate. So, because of the ordained